You're in every room bending to fit their needs, waiting for the nod that never comes. Every crisis pulls you closer, but alone, you're just a shadow, lost without their approval. You erase yourself to keep the peace, but at what cost? You are the reason everyone else can breathe easy in the room, but you can't remember the last time you inhaled for yourself. Every conversation is a calculation. You scan for sharp edges, smoothing them before anyone else even senses friction. Your opinions become the invisible buffer between other people's discomfort and the silence that would follow if you ever voiced what you really think. You become fluent in the needs of others and mute in your own language. If you stay, you'll see the exact moment you started erasing your own wants and why the version everyone trusts is the one you lost contact with. You realize you can't remember the last time you answered honestly when someone asked what you wanted. It's late evening. You're standing in a metro train, the city outside blurring past. The fluorescence overhead hums, filling the carriage with a pale fatigue. You're on your way home from a work dinner where you listened, nodded, and agreed, careful not to let your own opinions surface. You replay each conversation in your head, editing yourself out of every exchange. Your reflection is faded by the city lights flickering through the glass, more outline than person. Your phone vibrates, a colleague, thanking you for keeping things smooth. You type a polite reply, staring at the empty text box, unable to write what you actually think. Your grip tightens on the rail. You wonder what it would feel like to answer a question without first making it safe. The carriage slows. Doors open at your stop, and you step onto the platform, still carrying the weight of everyone else's comfort. You become the invisible scaffolding holding up the room. At work, you accept projects you never wanted, because saying no feels like breaking the air. In friendships, you defer to their plans, never naming your preferences, letting your desires evaporate before anyone could even ask. When conflict arises, you dissolve it before it forms, even if it means shrinking yourself down to fit the moment. It piles up. Every small edit, every swallowed want, every time you choose ease over honesty. You scan the room for tension, but never for your own pulse. You can't remember the last time you made a choice that didn't first pass through someone else's comfort. Approval becomes oxygen. You learn to read the room before you learn to read yourself. The trick is hidden. The more you disappear, the more people rely on you to keep things smooth. The cycle rewards you for vanishing. The harmony you create is built on the silence of your own wants. You become necessary by being invisible. What began as self-protection turns to self-erasure. The better you are at keeping the room calm, the less you recognize yourself inside it. Someone thanks you for being easy, adaptable, unproblematic, but their comfort is built on your absence. You start to notice the things you never say, the invitations you never send, the honest answers you never risk. There's a message you type, then delete, because you can't find the safest shape for the truth. The role that keeps things beautiful is the same one that makes you disappear. There comes a day when you have to make a decision that can't be deferred. No one else is in the room. You wait for cues, but there's nothing to scan, no faces, no tension to absorb. Your mind loops, searching for someone else's preference to match. You realize you don't know what you want. Not because you're indecisive, but because you've practiced wanting nothing for so long, the instinct is gone. Self-trust collapses. You can't answer your own question. Who remains when the role is removed? If you stop smoothing, if you stop agreeing, what's left? You match the room before you match yourself. You're kept close for your calm, but it erodes you in increments. The person you might have been, the one who could speak first, was lost in all the rooms where you chose peace over presence. You stand on the empty platform, phone in hand, and realize the only voice missing from every conversation is your own. Most people move through rooms without ever seeing the pattern, only the aftermath. Noticing it, even once, shifts the ground beneath it. The moment you recognize the reflex to match the room before yourself, you are no longer entirely shaped by it. That recognition is a quiet resistance. It interrupts the automatic erasure, if only for a breath. Next time you feel the urge to scan for cues, pause and ask, what would I say if I didn't have to keep the peace right now? The answer may not come, but the question is enough to let your own wants breathe in the silence. There is a next step after noticing. It is already in the description of this video. Your pattern has a name. The free archetype PDF at the link in the description of this video through InnerCodex.app maps exactly how this runs in you as one of 144 archetypes. There is a 24-hour experiment inside. It will show you how going quiet and being unseen can carry the weight of no one ever checking in on you, and the cost of disappearing inside the role you built for others.